We are live on YouTube. 1010-Blues episode 2. Darman, if that's Black Nova, he's in California. We are... Right, now I just need to mute that from there so it doesn't affect what I'm screen sharing. We're back here. I'm ready to go. Was that Black Nova come in? We've got all our guests here. That's great. Yeah, Darman, Black Nova, California. And then I'm just going to start the main recording. So we are going to review each other's music tonight because there's only a 9-guest show with 8 artists. We're just going to do a review for Joey Stuckey because he's a special man. We can't make it. So welcome, Black Nova. Mark Story, you're up first. I'm going to start the main recording now. The YouTube video is just the backup, remember? So let's go. Hi, welcome to the 1010 Blues podcast, episode 2. Tonight we've got almost 10 artists. We're going to feature one blues track each. A lot of familiar faces here. This really is the backbone of the music family here. Let's go first, Mr. Mark Story. Could you introduce yourself, Mark? Mr. Blues, Voodoo Blues, and tell us why you wrote the song, Devil in the Detail.
Yeah, hi everyone. It's good to be here on a blues show number 2. Devil in the Detail. I built it around the riff, the ambient riff that you hear. Kind of wrote that riff first, and I've constructed the rest of the song around it. The lyrics basically speak for himself. It's a kind of a view on society, if you like. And the devil's in the detail. Hope you enjoy it.
Oh, I know they'll enjoy it. One love. Mark Story, the devil's in the detail. Enjoy.
Just see the lines. And when I find out who the fuck I am, it's be the day I leave this world behind. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Well, I ain't no saint and I ain't no innocent. Got nothing nice to say, then I don't say anything.
There's always a good outro there for Mark for all the information. Hey, just legend. If I think anybody's got a slight background noise, I'll let them comment first. Mark, I love you to bits, man. Let's go. A couple of new voices first. Let's go Black Nova, then in the blues genre, Black Nova, Steve Andrews, then Daniel. What was your thoughts there? And then we'll go to the blues legends.
Murderously funky. I love the support story, man. I'll tell you, I was a fan of the first video clip, just first piece of video. It is unique, creative, and he stands well on his own. I mean, there's a spirit in there, and the craftiness of the lyrics, man, it really makes you know that you're listening to something more than just music. Dope. I love it.
Thank you. It means the world to me. I love your stuff as well, you know that. So it's all good. It's all good.
Black
brother.
Nova, do you know the power his music's got? It can make my hat change colour. Huh?
See?
Well said, man. Well said. I've seen you two guys becoming good friends out in the YouTube and supporting world. So keep it up, man. Mr. Andrews, Mark's brother here. What's your thoughts here, dude?
My thoughts are, what an amazing song that is. I love the lyrics. I love everything about it, the production. And I've told Mark before, I'm just amazed because he does it all. I mean, I just write songs and I can play a bit, but I can't do everything. Mark can do it all. Mark can produce his songs. He can play the guitar. He can do all the rest of it. And it's just amazing. And also, like Black Nova said, it stands out, it's got his own stamp on it, which is important. And I just think it's just amazing. And catchy as well, because I've heard that song before and it's in my head and it's just amazing. So that's what I think.
Oh, thanks, Steve. I've just remixed the track with live bass. So when the album's out, the tracks that are on YouTube, the tracks that will be on the album that are on YouTube will actually be different. It's the same song, but with live bass, because I used program bass before. I don't know why I did that, but the live bass sounds better. But thanks, I appreciate the comments, Steve. I really do. Thank you, my friend.
Well, you had to get it out of your head so that we could hear it. The last thing I wanted to say that the first impression of listening to Mark Story music and looking at the visuals, I felt like I was listening to a Rob Zombie movie.
Hey, honestly, I don't know if Mark will be too far behind Steve, because you have got that voodoo, your music could be in scary movies and stuff like that. Like, really, it could, couldn't it? Let's go Daniel Tutuli, aka Defier, when he's in the rap world. This is a wee genre change. What's your thoughts on Mr. Redbeard, Daniel?
Yeah, I love the production of the music video, and I love the style of blues playing. It's really well, and looking forward to hearing more music from you.
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you very much.
Well said, dude. Well said, man. Right, so now, Tommy, you're the next guest, so we're going to go Darman, then Brad, then Tommy for the last three comments here. DeFlair, Malaysia.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the bass. The drums were crystal clear. I listened to those. I liked, again, I've seen that like boxy guitar before, and that always throws me, to be honest, because I'm wondering, because it's got a different sound to it. So I don't know whether it's because of the way that it looks, or it's built differently, or it's just the sort of effects you're running through it. So that's always put me on a mind trip, and I get distracted by it.
And my stepson and my stepdaughter brought me that guitar for Christmas a few years back, and I'd never heard of Bohemian guitar, so I thought it was a kind of a novelty thing until I plugged it in, and wow, it's got a really unique sound. It really has.
That's why I'm saying it's throwing me or whatever like that.
Yeah.
It seems to be something else in there as well. I'm sure you're playing like some sort of guitar somewhere, and it's just like this really long. You're like a spring, and then the chord is held really long. There must be another layer in there somewhere, or whatever, that you're not showing in the video.
Yeah, that's they were played on my Washburn electroacoustic, and I put them through a few effects. So the actual rhythm, the ba 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 ba, that's played on the Washburn, and the riff, the airy riff, we played on the Bohemian.
But, so I thought there was an extra thing. I really enjoyed your vocals. Remember the other week I said about like you being a little bit more. No, you're a very passionate singer, but I just like to go and add extra further. I think you did with this song, mate. I think you really like when you were swearing. It's not just because you're swearing, but you really did like push yourself that extra thing or whatever. So I enjoyed that part of the performance as well. So great production, great video, loved it, mate.
Thanks, man. Thank you. Thank you.
Well said, brother. Well said. And we'd just like to welcome the sweet Catcher here. She's been not well for a little while. She's back, still alive. I was worried about you, dear. If you've got a blues track, get it sent to me in Facebook Messenger, and I'll add it to the genre. But let's continue with these comments now. Mr. Brad James Swallow in Louisiana, then Tommy Kruger in Texas.
I love the Redbeard. I heard it many times. I always listen to that song. I think what grabs me, besides the lyrics, it's just the rhythm section, the way you put it together. It stands out. And it's, as soon as I hear the first note, I know if it's you or not. You just have your own sound, and I think that's important. Like it a lot. I wish me and him would have known each other when we was younger, but I don't know. We might have got in trouble hanging out in pubs together. I'm not sure.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Hey,
Cheers, Brad.
Brad, Mark confessed to me on a private phone call a little bit back. He says, when I was a youngster, I used to knock bouncers out with headbutts and everything if they annoyed me. And he was a bit of a boy when he was younger, Mark. So any other like wild cats, yeah, you should stay away from each other when you're younger, but you're not now. So Tommy Kruger, Texas Swamp. What's your thoughts here, Tommy, on your brother, Brad? Mark.
Well, the comments so far, Black Nova hit it on the head, and so did Mr. Louisiana Swamp Dog over there. He nailed it. There's not a whole lot I can add because it's always so good. You got your own sound all the time. I'm going, whoa. It's one of those, wow, how can you follow up something like that? That's great.
Oh, man. It's good to see you, Tommy. I missed you.
Yeah, how you doing, man?
Listen.
Yeah, come on in to see you.
This a blues event is the 11th of every month, right? So you keep that in your diary for especially Brad and Tommy, who only really do blues. You can come on other shows too, but this is the catch up for all the blues people. And if it's under 10 guests, we all review each other. If it's over it, then we do it the rapid fire, and we tell people to go to their YouTubes. But remember, we keep talking about all the blue guys doing the blues stuff. Black Nova's the producer that's going to do this for you, right? We're going to find out who wants to be in a 6-man blues stuff. You don't need to meet up. Black Nova can make it happen digitally. So that's what we'll talk about after this show. Wait till we get to his section. But yeah, well said, Tommy. Mark Story, until the next time, brother. Thank you, dude.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Legend. Darman Heston's also in California. If you want to take over there and rename him, welcome to the show, Heston. You've only missed one guest. So coming up next from Texas, he goes by the nickname Texas Swamp, Tommy Kruger. Introduce yourself, Tommy, and why did you write a song called Pamela Brown? Yeah, man.
Pamela Brown, I cannot recollect when and how and why I wrote it. I thought about that earlier today. It just, sometimes inspiration comes and, hallelujah. And anyhow, what you're going to hear is an audio. It's not a video. And it's basically a demo. And you're going to hear all kinds of funkiness in it, which means incorrectness. But I said, well, what the hell? And so my Texas Swamp music is not perfect, not really meant to be, because it changes from day to day, at least in performances. So I just left the song as is. And Pamela Brown.
Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, everyone here, maybe Black Nova's missed you so far, or Heston and Daniel, but everyone else knows who you are, and you're a unique blues artist yourself. You've got your own genre. The man can make the harmonica noises with his mouth, yeah, up and down range with his mouth. We know instrument. I don't know if he does it in this one, but without further ado, Pamela Brown by Texas Swamp. Tommy Kruger. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen.
Pamela Brown. Yeah. When you're down in the Louisiana swamps, look out for the gators. Yeah. Them Louisiana gators, they'll chew you up and they'll swallow you down. When you're out in New Mexico, look out for that diamondback rattling snake slapping you around. All right, listen up now. But when you go to Tokyo, Texas, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You better stay away from sweet little innocent blue-eyed Pamela Brown. Yeah. She got eyes that'll charm you. Cowboy, she can really mess with your brain. She wears a body that'll render any sensible boy insane. And that sweet little Tokyo smile got me to burn all my bridges down. Oh, baby. So when you go to Tokyo, Texas, yeah, stay away from sweet little innocent blue-eyed Pamela Brown. Yeah. Mercy, baby. When you're down in Mexico, beware of the bandits. Yeah. Yeah, one or two might sneak right up. You never hear a sound. And when you're up in the Arkansas hills, look out for the razorback chasing you around. But when you go to Tokyo, Texas, yeah, stay away from sweet little innocent blue-eyed Pamela Brown. Yeah. Texas, you better stay away from sweet little and innocent blue-eyed Pamela Brown. Yeah. She got eyes that'll charm you. Cowboy, she can really mess with your brain. She wears a body that'll render any sensible boy insane. That sweet little Tokyo smile got me to burn all my bridges down. So when you go to Tokyo, Texas, yeah, stay away from sweet little innocent blue-eyed Pamela Brown. So when you go to Tokyo, Texas, you better stay away from innocent blue-eyed Pamela Brown.
Smooth you're ever going to hear, and now you know who's next. Just absolutely wonderful, man. Fantastic, out of this world. You're your own man. You're your own. There's not another Tommy Krieger. Hey, let's let the world see you, man. Let's go with Catcher. Do you want to say something, dear? Do you want to come in and say something to Tommy?
Sure do. Man, I just love his old school style of blues and that gravel grit, whiskey sound to his voice is just, I mean, it just sends shivers up my spine. I love it, love it, love it.
Thank you, ma'am. All right.
You're welcome, sir.
Well said, well said. Let's go, Brad, then Mark Story.
Hey, Tommy,
Yo,
they never innocent, man. The devil always wears lipstick. Just keep that in mind. It's talking about alligators. Where I was at yesterday, I came across 4 of them. No, I love it. You know, with a unique style, as soon as I hear it, and I know it's you. But every song is different, but you can tell it's you. I liked it a lot, man.
all right, thank you.
So when you come into my inn, you call them cats up. We're gonna do some
Yep,
shows
call
down
them.
there or what?
I called them and send them some things and haven't heard back.
I'm gonna talk to them.
Slap them like a dog.
Get it done, lads. Get it done. And I can't wait to see Mark Story and Steve Andrews meet in person as well, which is going to be a great thing. So, well said, Brad. Let's go. Mark Story, then Black Nova.
Yeah, Tommy, like, you know, I've got this playlist, and every artist that's on this show tonight is on my playlist. I actually listen to the people on the Top Talent show more than I listen to any other stuff.
Wow, yeah.
I find myself going, I know them personally. That's a great thing. Do you know what? I mean, what everyone said, 100%, I love what you do. I can listen to your voice all night. I can listen to you playing all night. I would love to hear you do a song with the Reverend Billy Gibbons from ZZ Top. I think the two of you would just spark.
What song? What song is that?
No, I'd love to hear you do a song with the Reverend Billy Gibbons from ZZ Top. Because I think the two
with
of you
him.
would really blend well together, you know. It would sound great.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's
Definitely. Yeah.
You got it, man.
Well said, Mark. The three of you guys, for a start, you're going to win the Super Blues group. Black Nova, then Steve Andrews.
Man, that was a perfect combination of actually country and down home swamp blues. The thing that I enjoyed, you know, besides, you know, the guitar riffs, you know, as it got into the body of the song and everything, it really put you in the damn bayou. But the thing that got me most was that country element in the way you crafted the lyrics. You don't really know where he's going until after you get past certain passages of word, and then it becomes obvious that all the stuff he's talking about, this chick is worse. When he made me laugh, when he made me laugh out loud, he had me there, yo. Yeah,
hey, I gotta warn you, Pamela Brown is moving to California, so.
Oh, be careful.
Hey, what part of Texas you from, man?
Just south of Dallas, Fort Worth.
What town?
You wouldn't know it. I'll just have to say close to Waco.
I would know it. I'm from Fort Worth.
Oh, okay. Let me get closer. Hillsboro is closer.
I went to Hill College.
No, you didn't.
So you over there near Lake Whitney and all of that.
The other way, towards Mahia.
Okay.
Yeah. Little town called Malone. Population 250.
Yeah, I got kin folks in Mahia, the Brackens.
I'm playing there this weekend. Mahia.
It's really a small world, isn't it? That's you two new brothers here. Well said, Nova.
That's amazing.
Well said, Nova. Right, Mr. Greenbeard. Then we'll go to Toronto. Daniel, Steve.
Tommy, I thought that was just absolutely amazing. And I'll tell you what I really liked about it. I like the way you do that kind of talking style singing. You know, you're not singing, you're kind of talking. And that comes over like directly to the listener, namely me and everybody else here tonight. And I just loved that. So that's what I wanted to say about it.
All right. Well, thanks, Steve.
Well said, brother. Daniel from the Garage Revival in Toronto. What are your thoughts here, man?
Yeah, love that slow blues style, the really good grit in your voice, deep tone, and just love like the beautiful guitar licks that you put in with the acoustics and the electric fills throughout the song.
Thank you.
Well said, well said. Mr. D.D. DeFlern, my brother from another mother. What's happening? Your thoughts here?
Yeah, this is the first time I've heard you with the last track you had was just you with your acoustic or whatever. This one you got like the drums and the guitar, so that was a bit of a different thing for me or whatever. I just love your acoustic playing. You just make that sort of instrument your own, and you play it like no one else or whatever. You put in the knocks, you put in the finger plucks, you're doing the slide, you're doing the slides. Do you know what you're doing with that? In a way, you're doing a duet. You're not really playing an instrument. You doing your like from the first note, you're whoa, that type of really deep voice. And then you're playing that thing and you're doing a duet with that guitar, because you're not really playing it like most people would just be strumming, or they'd just be playing like a finger plucking. But in a way, you're doing like a counter melody to the way. That's the complicated bit. And what you're doing with your vocals a lot of the time is just telling the story. So you're almost flipping it. The melody and everything is, and the interesting bits is coming from the acoustic guitar. And you were the one telling the story. And not to say that your voice is absolutely brilliant, because it's spot on, but that's what is coming over to me, mate. And I just absolutely love it, because where else do you hear that type of music?
Well, there isn't many storytellers. Bob Dylan pulled it off, didn't he? Paul Simon, for other people can talk through their, Tommy's just wonderful. And I heard him doing the harmonica. Was that the actual instrument, or your mouth again in that one, Tommy?
A little bit.
I see. Honestly, wait till you see him. Hey Molly, isn't it? He really stands in front of a microphone. And, check out Hey Molly if you've not seen it already. Tommy Krieger, the Texas Swamp. Till the next time, brother.
Hey, Darman, thank you for that. That's a unique input you put there about duo and guitar and all that. That really is a cool thing for you to say. Thank you, buddy.
You're very welcome.
Well said. I like see now I've got 140 years experience in the music industry, 50 from Steve and Mark. That's what we say, a joke on the Joey Stuckey show. Like Joey's had Rich Chambers and Christina Marie on so far, and the next guest, Red Beard and Fourth Sun South, and we do 3 songs each. And at the end of the show, I come on and Joey says, "So I hear you've got 100 years experience, and I say, "Yep, I have." Ding, ding, bring in Mark and Steve with their 50 years each. And it's quite funny. But now Darman's also, his actual reviews are for the heart, and he really feels music more than most people,
Sure does.
Let's check the timing here. If this is Rich Chambers just come, we'll let Rich go on next, right? So well said there. We'll just hang around for a wee minute here. Is that Rich that's just joined the party there? It is. Hey, Rich. How you doing, dude?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, good. We're just going to start you right on your section. We just actually ended Tommy's section there. Thanks for coming on the Blues Show. It's the first episode here. I'm just going to rename you. Rich Chambers in Vancouver. Right. So have you got time to, do you want to go first, or do you want to listen to Brad first and go second, Rich? What's your time? I think you're at work.
I got a few minutes, and huge thanks to all of you guys for accommodating me. I'm in Vancouver. It's the middle of a work day, and my work is pretty crazy at the moment. So. Right.
Well, in that case, I'm just going to go straight to the song. It's only in Spotify.
Do Brad first. Do Brad. For sure.
It might take half an hour. We'll just do you, Rich, honestly. We'll just jump into you, and then if you can hang around as long, because it's maybe 10, 15-minute reviews. We're going for the heart here. So, Rich Chambers, your first, effort in the blues genre here, you ripped my heart apart. Could you explain this song and why you wrote it? And I'll blast it for everyone once you...
Well, thanks, Sparky. I mean, I'm mostly a rock guy, but like most rock musicians, I fell in love as a teen with Stevie Ray Vaughan, introduced me to the blues. And I discovered B.B. King, and I just went from there. And when I wrote this song, it was I've always wanted to write just a pure blues song where I could be a blues guitar player. And I was listening to Freddie King at the time, who was an amazing guitarist from the early 60s through the early 70s before he passed away. And I was listening to Freddie King, and I fell in love with a song called I'm Torn Down. And I thought, that's blues at its finest. I mean, I forget, one of the lyrics was, the guy says he won't jump into the river to kill himself unless his woman tells him he can do it. I mean, you're really pee-whipped at that point. So that's the blues. So I wrote this song, You Ripped My Heart Apart, along the lines of what Freddie King was talking about. And I can't do Freddie King guitar playing, but I tried my best. So here it is.
Hey, if it's anything like everything else you've got, it'll be world class. Rich Chambers with You Ripped My Heart Apart. His first venture into the world of blues. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Spotify, so there's no video, but that's okay. I'll put it for the start.
I try to keep it simple. I try to keep it clear. I try my best to hold on to you and keep your loving near. But you turn away and laugh when I shed my tears. You ripped my heart apart. You tore it up from the start. You ripped my heart apart. You tore it up from the start. You walked out of me and took with you all of my heart. I never thought, I never knew, I never dreamed you'd leave my heart out to dry. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The day you left, you never even said goodbye. Goodbye. To beg, I tried to plead, I'm down on my knees. Please, please don't tell me goodbye. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The day you left was the day I started to cry. Oh my.
Wow, what a debut in the genre of blues. Let's go to the pure blues masters here. Brad, and then Tommy, what was your thoughts? Brad, Tommy, then Mark. Brad, what's your thoughts here, man?
I liked it a lot. Matter of fact, that song where I live out here in South Louisiana, we have something called swamp blues or swamp pop music. You take that song, you add a horn section to it, and that's the type of stuff they play out here. You'd be a hit out here. I like
cool. Thanks, Brad.
Guitar playing was good. Good lyric. That's a good 145. Yep.
Nice one,
Thank you,
dude.
Brad. Much appreciated.
Well said, well said. I don't know if you've got a speaker on tonight, Steve. You could hear a wee bit of echo coming through your string. I just muted you for a second. Tommy Kruger, what was your thoughts over in Texas, then Mark Story in London?
Rich, that took me back to vintage, a vintage feel to it. It's blues, rock and roll, and there's two things. If you play that live, people go crazy over that one live.
Thank you.
That's a crowd pleaser. It's a crowd pleaser. Besides the ears, you know. And I can see people shaking a leg to that on Dick Clark's American Bandstand back in the day in America.
Well,
really
I've still got that rock edge to me, so I tried to go hard into the blues, but it's still a little rock and roll in there.
Well, it worked real well. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you, Tommy.
Well said, well said. Rich, I think you're going to be the first person to really, really make it in this music family, dude. You're on a trajectory, and you're
Thanks,
not getting any
Sparky.
ego. You're just such a humble, down to earth dude, and
Thank you.
I think when you make it, you can help a lot of these old farts make it as well, can't you, dude? You can take something with you, bro. So,
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I'll be rude. Everybody can slag me. Look at the state. Look at honestly, I've got a million names I can be called. But Mr. Redbeard, then Mr. Greenbeard. What's your thoughts here?
Well, now you've sweetened me up, Mark.
Redbeard, Greenbeard, then Flairn.
Yeah, Rich. Out of all the Kings, Freddie's my favourite. Right, I just love it.
Oh, he's awesome.
Yeah, it's probably because he's got that rock edge to him as well as the.
He does.
Yeah, I could definitely hear where you drew your influence from, but it still sounds like you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Your own sound. And the other thing as well that I'd like to point out is that whenever I see you, whether it's on a podcast, on a short on YouTube, a Facebook comment or whatever you're doing, you've always got a smile on your face. You're always upbeat and you're always positive.
Thank you.
And that comes through in your music. Your music is very uplifting.
Thank you, Mark.
Even that song, you ripped my heart apart. It's all my heart apart. But it's got fun to it as well, So yeah, it's cool.
It's a little tongue in cheek. Yeah.
I think you're going to go a long way, son.
Thanks, Mark. I really appreciate it, my friend. Thank you.
You're welcome, brother.
It can maybe even be in the Super Blues one-off band that we make, Imagine that. Right, so let's go Greenbeard, then DeFlair, and then Black Nova.
Well, I tell you what, I thought that was it just sounded absolutely fantastic. I was somewhat distracted because I had somebody trying to call me, so I was trying to deal with that. But I was listening all the way through, and what I was hearing was absolutely fantastic. So,
thank you, Steve.
That's what I wanted to say.
Well said, dude. Darman in Malaysia, then Nova in California.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this track. Who's the one who done Great Balls of Fire? I for some
Jerry Lee
reason-
Lewis.
Jerry Lee Lewis, yeah.
Yeah, it was a bit of that because I was listening and your instrumentation is, considering how much instruments you got on that track, it's dense. But the production is excellent, whatever. Because I could hear the drums, I could hear the bass, I could hear the Hammond organ, I could hear like the honky tonk piano going as well as like you had like your lead going as well. Like so, like I got the ability to shift through whatever track that I want to listen to or whatever. So, and it was excellent. I actually like the way that you put the pianos. It's fairly a little bit back in the mix, but it's just there and it's creeping through with those like Jerry Lee Lewis type of
thanks, Darman.
Yeah. So I really enjoyed that. Your voice is really good and fun. But like I said before, I'm not great at listening to people's lyrics on the first time. I'm always more into the music.
No, I understand. Yeah.
So
there's many different ways to listen to a song. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I got from him, mate.
Sometimes,
Rich,
sometimes when Darman hears songs in the show, he cries, man. He feels music so much. He's literally one of the best music reviewers that I've ever met.
I love that.
He takes it. He really speaks from his stomach or somewhere special, Let's go.
I never cried in my life. Never.
You've cried twice in this show, and he's had 5 Beamers as well. Pure Beamers. There he goes away his way. Black Nova, then Daniel, then Catch. If you'd like to say something before we jump to Brad James Fowler's section. Nova?
Yeah, I recognize that Darman is the technical listener. That's okay. That's why it takes more than one listen usually. But what I was thinking was it was a mesh of Jerry Lee Lewis.
Yeah.
So we all thought that mixed with the Stray Cats.
Yes.
It kind of has, that a rockabilly like feel, in a way, but it's very much the combination of those two, slowed down a little bit from Jerry Lee Lewis's, banging, banging. But it's the same elements mixed with Stray Cat strut. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was feeling the whole time.
Thanks, Mike. No, I'm a huge Brian Setzer Stray Cat fan. So I'm not, it's in there somewhere. So thank you. I'll take that as a huge compliment.
Well said. Nova, check out all his videos for his other songs. They're like up there with the best videos you'll ever see on YouTube. Daniel in Toronto, then Katja in New Mexico. I know Katja will be wanting to speak to Rich. Daniel?
Yeah, I love the vibe you give off. I find it like fun, cheeky. It was really enjoyable.
Thank you.
And by having that really kind of pop feeling, it makes like that old classic rock and roll blues really stand out. But yeah, I'd love to hear more music from you.
Thank you. I appreciate the compliment. Thank you so much.
Well said, Dan. Do you know, Rich had like 50,000 Facebook followers a year ago. Now he's got 110. He's more than doubled his following in the last year. So
yeah, it's gone nuts last year.
Suck in with him, Daniel. He's in the same country as you. Like, seriously, you're going to kiss Richie's butt, and he'll probably kiss it back. He's that nice a guy. Katja, what's your thoughts in New Mexico, dear?
Okay, I'm going to argue with a few of that. Yeah, I got the Jerry Lee Lewis, but I'm thinking 50s doo-wop.
Yeah, there's some of that in there too. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, because that's what I was hearing, that real 50s diner, little,
doo-wop,
band.
Yeah.
Yes. And that's
I know what you're talking
about. But yeah, that was awesome. That just, that was a real fun, upbeat, dance tune. I mean, I could picture that, the poofy poodle skirts and everything else flying, and the flying in the air and then the sliding underneath. That was just so much fun. And I was over here, doing my little chair dancing here. So, I'm a fan.
Thank you, Katja. Music should be fun.
Thank you.
Well said. So, Rich Chambers,
and
love you to
Darman,
bits, dude. Yeah.
Darman, I saw you cry. You cried.
He does. He's a very emotional person. Honestly, it's a special thing. I sometimes get hairs from my arms stand up with some songs, but he takes it to the next level, Rich Chambers, you've been on the first blues, the first rock show, the second blues show, the first 10-10 podcast episode 1 you were on it. I feel honored to have you as a friend.
Thank you. Thank you.
Till the next
time, thanks to all of you. I'm so happy to be a part of this family. So thank you to all your support, and we just keep supporting each other, guys.
Pleasure, dude. Pleasure, man. Coming up next is Brad. If you want to hang around to at least Brad and Tommy.
I can hang on if I got a few minutes. I'd like to see Brad's stuff. Yeah.
Tommy and Brad are blues machines. That's all they do. I'm not saying they don't do it, but they're real blues, and everyone else goes between a few different genres. So Brad, James Swallow, could you introduce yourself, brother? And what's the story behind your song "Constant Fight"? And if you do want to hang around, I'll let you compliment first, Rich, if you're still here at the end of the song. Brad.
Well, before we get started, Rich, you said you're a Freddie King fan. I've actually gotten to play with Freddie King's brother on 2 or 3 occasions. He plays bass in Baton Rouge. Yeah, he hangs out a lot at a club called Phil Brady's. As far as my song, it's just about life, when everything hits the crap, everything goes to shit. That is just a little funny take I did on it, but it's off the same album that I did the last time I was on the show. It was recorded live in one room, pretty much in one shot. Couple of legends on it. Lil Paul Buck Senegal, which passed away. He's in the Blues Hall of Fame. Lee Allen Zeno on bass. I guarantee you guys have heard him. He's played on so many other people's hit songs. And a good friend of mine I've played with him, Greg Gordon, plays drums. He plays all over the world. So it's just something we did live.
Well, Brad, you're absolutely world-class, dude. And let's sit back and enjoy this track. It's called "Constant Fight" by Brad James Swallow. Enjoy, ladies and gentlemen. One love. second. Brad, awesome. Rich, what was your thoughts over there before you have to get back to your 9 to 5, brother? What's your thoughts here, dude?
The 9 to 5. Brad, I that's a live performance. I love it, man. That's the drummers and the bass are holding that groove so nicely. I'm super curious. I love the guitar licks. It almost sounded like the last solo. Did you just switch pickups or did you actually switch guitars? It sounded like a Telecaster started and it sounded like you finished with a Strat, or it was just a pickup configuration.
It was actually, you heard little Paul Buck Senegal doing the lead work until the end. That different sound you heard was actually me on a Gibson 335.
330. Okay.
Just through amp kind of cranked up. No effects at all on that song.
Oh no, you don't need it for a guitar like that with that kind of amplifier. The pure sound is perfect. But it's a great juxtaposition, Brad, between the two guitars. Like really, you guys complement each other really well. Like I loved it.
Yeah, I played a lot with Lil Buck, and he's like a big name out here. Well, he was until he passed away. He was just every year at the Jazz Fest in New Orleans. Matter of fact, in an article, Eric Clapton said that he was one of his favorite guitar players to listen to and stuff. You know, he'd been around. He played with a lot of people.
Yeah, hell of a player.
Great guy. I miss him a lot.
Yeah. But great guitar work from both of you. And that rhythm section, wow, I loved it. Those guys really hold the pocket well.
Yeah, those guys are good. Yeah.
Brad, you're Mr. Blues for, you know, you are one of maybe the most connected blues artist in the family. Tommy's, you know, he's just as good. You're both as good, but you're the connected dude. So you really are. Eric Clapton, one of his favorite guitarist, was just featured in the show here through Brad, and it's not his only connection. Brad, love you, man. So, Rich, hang around as long as you can. If you need to go, just let us know. Black Nova, you can comment next because you've got a little bit of a backdrop noise comes in. So I'll just mute you. But there you go, dude. What's your thoughts here, Nova?
Yeah, the drummer was super tight, man. He was holding it down. I was listening to you guys. You could tell you spent time rehearsing together. You know, you didn't just go out and play. Yeah, I like the progressions, you know, coming out of the chorus and everything, and the lyrics. It sounded like no matter what you tried to do, it was going to be a fight, and that's the blues.
That's right.
Well said, dude. Well said, Nova. Let's go. Mark Story, Tommy Krieger, then Steve Andrews.
Yeah, I actually didn't realise that track was live until someone said something. But yeah, I mean, you did it before with the track Working Man. You did a live YouTube video for that. And yeah, I've got to say, I'd love to come and see you play because you got a lovely, dirty sound to your guitar. And on the tracks I've heard, and it's just like, it just really is awesome. And if that's the standard of your live performances, then I definitely would put it in my diary to come and see you were I closer to the USA. But you never know, one day. But yeah, definitely, that was awesome, man. I love your style, you know that, and I love you. So cool.
Thank you, man. I wish you would come down. You and Tommy could get together and play.
Come on.
This is happening.
Come on.
All we need is one rich artist to join the family and say, hey, all of yous come over for a holiday to my mansion. Now listen, I'll fight. Hey, I'm telling you, I'm going to make it happen. Do you know what I mean? Millionaires go out and buy 10 grand dinners and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Like people, I'm going to find somewhere that we all can go to. Maybe definitely not this year. Probably not 2024. But that's happening.
How about Eric Clapton getting paid close to $500,000 the other day for 1 hour at a private gig?
Wow.
In England, just before the King came on.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I heard that today.
Hey, Eric Clapton, isn't he one of the best? Who was next here? We've done Mark, so we've got Tommy. Did you say your piece there? Tommy, then Steve.
Oh yeah, okay. That was blues rock. Is that right? Am I saying that correctly? Blues rock. Is that a thing that's normal or away from norm in Louisiana? Tell me about that.
We have a little bit of it, but not a lot. Forest Blues in Louisiana. You know, I actually don't really have a lot of places. We got Baton Rouge and New Orleans, and I'm actually playing in other places that's not used to having it. And we're actually surprised it's working out. We're starting to fill the clubs up, which I didn't think would happen because this area is known for Cajun music, Zydeco, and swamp pop. And we're bringing in something a little different in this area, but it's working out.
Well, all right. That was a great tune, man. That was rocking. You're very consistent. You the man. Thank you, buddy.
And
thank you.
Just imagine how good it could have been if they got themselves into a studio and done it. Rich, everybody, Rich has to leave. Bye, bro. Till the next time.
See you guys.
Cheers, brother.
Bye. See you, buddy.
But yeah, that was a live video performance caught one off, and who knows what type of mobile phone device or whatever. Just imagine how good that could have been if you were all in the studio. So, Brad, yeah, well done, absolutely. So, Steve, then Daniel, then Katja, then our next guest, Armin. So, Steve, then Daniel.
Brad, what I wanted to say about that was, for me personally, that was the most rocking, the most energetic of all the songs I've heard tonight. It's all the music has been great, but that one got me really kind of grooving along here. I was moving to that one, and I absolutely loved it. So that's what I you know, my opinion of it. That one was rocking. That wasn't just blues. That was rocking blues rock. That was great stuff.
Hey, I dare you to go and search Brad James Swallow Melon Patch. It's one of the best songs you'll ever hear in your life. It's a little bit X-rated. You have to actually be quite clever to understand what he's talking about. But that's my favourite song of yours, Brad. You've already featured it up, Melon Patch. Make sure you go and check it out if you've not heard it. Daniel, then Katja.
Yeah, I love the vibe that you give off, and I love like you put like your own turnovers when you're doing your own blues progressions. But yeah, it's great. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Well said, Daniel. Katja in New Mexico.
Well, Brett, what can I say? Great rock and blues. I would definitely, you know, be sitting at the bar with a shot of whiskey and just working my way to the dance floor. It's just you know, down home. You know, it reminds me of the little bitty town that I raised my family in. You know, we had our 2 bars and the railroad tracks, and you know, we all would meet down there and just have a great time with the with the blues, with the rock, with the running through the stoplight naked, you know, kind of thing. Sorry, but you know, that's what it reminds me of, is, you know, just down home, and you know, brought a little bit of a tear of reminiscence to my eyes, you know. And of course I had to put the shades on for you, you know. That was fun.
Hey, you need to watch what you're saying in a room full of blues artists. They're the most red-blooded animals in the world. The blues artists, eh?
Well,
they got all the girls.
You know what they say? Every town has a church and a bar, and you're gonna see all the same people in both of them on the weekend.
Yeah, except when the train comes through, because one bar was on one side of the tracks and the other bar was on the other. You know. Oh, and speaking of jamming with people, Otis Taylor and Cassie Taylor. I got to spend the night after their concert, and playing with them, and that was you know, that is just my memory too. You know, it's awesome.
Well said, Katja. Just before we get to Darren, Katja, did you send us a track in Facebook Messenger? You did, didn't you? A blues
yes,
track?
I sent you one in Messenger. Cold River Blues.
It's not on the play hat yet, so I'll put you last, and I'll deal with it when the time comes. So, well said, Katja. Darren, what's your thoughts before we get to your section, dude?
Yeah, I couldn't stop moving either, or whatever. It's very infectious. The thing that stands out to me, or whatever, is I love the drums, actually. It's very rare that you hear so much flourishes on the drums or whatever, and then the bass guy is following, or girl, I don't know, is following the way that the drum flourishes. That really just, you got to move to that type of thing or whatever. Then the guitars are excellent over the top. Some of the there's sometimes a bit of a sharp edge on that guitar, which I really liked or whatever. And great singing. And I would say or whatever, maybe keep it recording it live. I think that maybe if you went into like a studio, it might kill some of your vibe or whatever. I prefer that type of live sound. Actually, I think you're so technically proficient, all of your band, you're so tight. I think you should record things live or whatever, because it gives that extra amount of emotion. You start doing like things in the studio, and then you got someone interfering with your technical ability sometimes, or whatever. They want to go in their direction. So in my opinion, keep it live, keep recording it live. It's that good. Why do it in a studio? Just do it like that. That is your signature. You were good enough. You don't need like help, really.
Well said,
I
Darren.
actually do it both ways now. I do have a home studio. I'm in it right now. So a lot of times just the guitar or bass gets cut with a click track. But I agree, I'd much rather do it live. It's just sometimes it's hard to get all you guys here at the same time, you know. On that little song I just heard, very limited. We only had a drum on the kick drum and one overhead mic over the drums, and that was it. And bass was recorded directly into the console. Guitar on my amp, just one mic and one mic on the other amp. Very minimal equipment it was done with. It was a spur of the moment deal. We had a gig the night before, and I was playing some of the songs, and before the gig started too, and they're the ones that had the let's record it. I was like, okay, and we just got together the next day and just we basically did the whole album in one day. Yeah, that was over 5 years ago. It's the No More Blues album. It's called. But that's how that all came about.
Brad, you're just awesome. Check out his Spotify channel if you want to hear some really badass blues tunes. Brad James Swallow, until the next time, dude. Love you, brother.
Thank you.
Pleasure. So coming up next, he's over in Malaysia. He goes by the name of Darman de Flairn. He's got songs in every single genre, as is Black Nova here. But could you introduce yourself, Darman? And what's the story behind the song LA Story? Yeah.
Thank you, Sparky. Great show so far. Both blues shows have just been absolutely unbelievable, which is why I begged on my knees for Sparky to let me in on this one, because the first one was absolutely awesome as well.
And sorry, Darman, and who's Jorgen Jacobson? And make sure you introduce him. He's in this song as well.
Yeah, I will, mate. So this is one of my collaborations. Jorgen Jacobson is someone that I met prior to joining the family or whatever. I tend to put my stuff on loads of Facebook posts, and get conversations, and we started chatting, and he sent me this track. It's two things here. I create music and I use stock footage, and I see videos and I think that's a cool video, but it doesn't fit my track that I'm currently using. So he sent me this really old style blues type of thing. And then I thought, oh, I got a perfect story of this. I remembered the stock footage. So I almost made the story out of the stock footage. And so I created that. I played the bass line on this. Everything else is by Jorgen Jacobson, who's an awesome producer and excellent artist. He does it in so many different genres, from rock to blues to country and everything. I've done my first country song over his stuff forever, and I'm really grateful for that as well. With this one, I'm doing what do you call it? Spoken word with a little bit of singing as well, because it's really old style blues for me.
Well said, dude. Well said. And you could have invited the man, but you only knew you were coming on the show today. So LA Story by Jorgen Jacobson featuring Darman de Flairn on bass. Enjoy, ladies and gentlemen. Love.
This is LA Story coming at you 12 bars. Aims the rain, black night the game. An old office block in downtown LA. It's the 1950s, the golden age. They're rocking and rolling. It's all the rage. I'm at my desk, a whiskey and a cigar. It's a sweltering day. As I strum on my guitar,
she want with a gumshoe like me? She told me straight, she wanted out, sick of the crime. Her husband controlled every single dime. He was a jealous, ruthless to be. She wanted a new life, wanted to flee. The cops all pulled out, so she come to me. I was aghast, what was I to do? My life flashed before my very eyes. Was I a mark, or was I a fool? Was I a mark? Was I a fool? Was I a mark, or was I a fool?
Absolutely love it how the at the end there, am I a mark or am I a fool? That made me just wonder there. What does that mean, Darman? First of all, what does am I a mark or am I a fool? It seems like it's a good thing to be a mark, by the sounds of it.
No, a mark is someone in the criminal world. A mark is someone that you run a con on.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I still don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. What language are you speaking in here? Malaysian? Oh, you kid. Hey, Darman, what a great track, dude. Let's go for the blues opinions first. And coming up next, we've got Black Nova coming up, unless he's disappeared. But Tommy Krieger, then Brad. What's your thoughts there, guys?
Had a groove there, Darman. I tell you, I didn't realize you could groove that deep.
On the bass, you mean?
The entire package.
Okay.
Yeah, it was tight. It was real good. Did you write that? Did you write that song?
No, the other guy wrote the song. I added the bass line and I wrote the lyrics and I done the vocals.
Well, that's co-wrote then. Hell.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
That's how inexperienced I am in the music game. I thought when you said the bass line, I thought that you meant you played the bass guitar on it, but then when you
I did.
So it's like I'm still learning. I've not been to any music college like all of you guys. Brad James Swallow, then Mark Story.
I enjoyed it, man. What I liked is really the video. That's where I'm lacking. I don't know how y'all guys have time to do all that. I never have time to put a video to the song. But your song told a story and you can follow it. You can see it in the video. I like that. Good job.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
That's said. Mr. Redbeard, then Mr. Greenbeard.
Yeah, I mean, you never cease to amaze me, Diamond. The different genres you cover, and you cover them all with the same quality every time. You know, whether you're doing blues, you're doing rock, you're doing dance, whatever you do, it's got that same high bar. That's no exception. You brought something a little bit different to the blues genre with that track. I think it's the guitar's kind of got a bit more of a contemporary feel, but the bass is keeping it, keeping it back in the traditional feel. Yeah, it's great stuff, man, and the video works really well with it, really well. So yeah, good job, fella.
Thank you, Mark. It means a lot to me. Thank you, buddy.
Well said. Darman can show any of you how to do this. It's the AI video making stuff. It's cool. Mr. Greenbeard.
I'll just quickly say for everybody, the stock footage is free from www.paxels.com. And if people are interested in AI or whatever, I can give you the website for the AI art as well. And
put it in the chat. Put it in the chat after your section, dude. Greenbeard, then Catchat.
Well, I got a few things I wanted to say. First of all, I just wanted to say that I'm really glad that I've introduced Darmin to you all, and because, as you can see, Darmin fits in so well with this and he can contribute so much. He's able to tackle so many different genres of music. And he's always reviewing everything, and I think that's great. And I'm really, like I said, I'm really glad that I've introduced Darmin to Sparky and to everybody else here. So that's the first thing I wanted to say. The second thing I wanted to say, which has already been said, was I was really impressed with the video. I thought the video worked really well. And the last thing I wanted to say was talking about AI, and there's a lot of people are talking, about AI right now in the news and on Twitter and everywhere. And And I've been, very seriously thinking of actually, maybe like seeing if I can talk directly to AI, with ChatGPT or whatever it is. And I think that, like Elon Musk is saying, and there's a lot of people are saying that basically the world is about to change in a big way. Maybe good, maybe bad, we don't know. But I'm thinking like it's no good at being like scared of AI. Let's embrace AI. Let's see where we can go with this. And so that's my thoughts on it. And I wanted to say that as well.
Well said, dude. There's the world's changing, but it's moving into a bipolar world. There's going to be half the world's living in some planet, and the other half's living in some other cuckoo land planet. The world's going to be bipolar, and see Elon Musk and other people who the mainstream like to make like talk bad about. They're trying to build the better side of the world. So Elon Musk, dare I say it? No, I'm not saying it. But there's other people who are like that. People don't really. Like the mainstream say bad things about. There's a bipolar world coming. You can either be some little slave and sheep to society, or you can keep your television off, stop reading newspapers, and actually experience the real world. So that, yeah, there's alternative news, there's alternative everything out there. I've not watched a news article or read a newspaper 10 years for a reason, because it brainwashes you. So basically there's the brainwashed world coming, and then there's the free thinking, free people's world, and they're going to live side by side, so they are. But that's for another podcast. Katja, dear, over in New Mexico, what's your thoughts? You're still muted there, so unmute yourself. Katja, then Daniel, then our next guest, Black Nova, get your comment in as well.
Yeah. Oh, Darman, you and I have that in common. We don't get bothered by a specific genre. We're always running to, test ourselves in all the waters. As far as this track goes, really love the video. The simplicity of the track you did was really appealing, and it kind of old schooled me, like the 40s and the speakeasies type of blues. I truly enjoy the trip back, in time, and like I said, the video just fits so well with it. And Sparky, I'm with you on the AI. I have actually tried working with the AIs, making tracks, and I am not impressed. I find them very two-dimensional and very lackluster and boring. Human element is an absolute necessity, I think, in music. Otherwise, you become a sheep people. Everything sounds the same, tastes the same, is the same. So, that's my take on that. And when you do that podcast, bring me in.
Hey, honestly, I'm not kidding you. Like, honestly, I'll look you right now and say this. If there was a 10th Dan, right, black belt in world affairs, as in real world affairs, I have it, right? Because I've got reasons to have free time for the last 10 years. I've had a real hard time. And I've studied important things. I've got an IQ that's, I'm not even want to say it, right? Yeah, it's mega, right? And I can find out stuff. And yeah, I've traveled down to what's going on in this world. And yeah, but we're not here to talk about that. But yeah, Darman, you talk about AI. It's good for use it in the little thing. You don't want it to expand the way some people want it to do. Some people want it to, like, they're trying to make super intelligence and like the Terminator shit. That could happen if you don't watch what you're doing. So that right. Let's go back to the music. Daniel, then Black Nova.
I would like to actually, because of the chat, I missed thanking people. So first of all, thank you, Steve, for your comments. I much appreciate that. And Katja, yeah, I agree with you. And I'll just have a quick chip in with the AI. I just like it because I've been doing like this space type of thing. There's not much space footage out there. So I thought it just fitted with our whatever, like, but everyone's entitled to their opinion as well, or whatever. Like,
there is a place, but yeah, keep it little.
Yeah, that's
keep it little.
Honestly, there definitely is. I mean, it's like Darman said, you can do it in like a couple of hours instead of having no videos. You could type in like your topics and like you type in blues, you type in and it does. It's very smart, and You know, there's generations of people that won't want to do it, but everybody and the up and coming generations, they're all going into virtual worlds and all the rest of it with their little masks they put on their goggles and they're away in another world. And hey, it's not too far away from being real life. So we need to do an AI
Keep it as a
podcast,
tool.
me and you and Darman and Catcher. Daniel Tertulli, then Black Nova. What's your thoughts here, Troops?
Yeah, I love the video that you put together. It kind of reminds me of a movie I once saw. But yeah, it's really good. I like the bass that's driving the whole song and the guitar in the background. Just really gives it a really good bluesy feel. But yeah, keep up the good work.
Well,
Yeah, I called it blues noir because it is like a little bit of film, like from the 50s. That was the whole point. Thank you.
Well said, Mr. Nova, Black Nova. What's your thoughts before we get to your section?
Very much reminded me of Thurgood's "Bad to the Bone."
On the day I was born.
Yeah.
Nurses all gather
I love that
round
song.
and they gazed
I
in
love
wide
that song.
wonder. The joy
Yeah,
they found. That's my favorite song in the world, man.
It's great. It's great.
Yeah, we know "Bad to the Bone" was "Bad to the Bone." Whenever you do have that show on AI, I would like to come on. I actually have a bachelor's electrical engineering technology. I've been working with robots, programming robots from '85, my junior year in high school. And so I've had to solve electronic equations with op amps and put it into computer language to put into the robot to make it speak. And it's the only book that I actually read from cover to cover my entire time in university. So I know how robots work and I know what AI is based off of. And I have something to share that people might find informative and helpful to understand the purpose of the creation of AI in the first place.
Well, do you know something? Let's actually make this show happen very soon. Until then, we've got Black Nova, Catcher, Steve Andrews, and
Thank
Daniel
you.
Tertulli still to come. So Daniel Darman, love you, bro. You know this.
Thank you, Black Nova, for the comments. Thank you, everybody.
Till the next time, Darman. So coming up next, Black Nova, you're going to introduce yourself. And to be honest, he's a rap and hip hop producer, artist mainly. He's on another level. He's in his mid-50s, and look at him. He looks younger than me. Black Nova, could you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your song? Oh, come on. Yeah.
Yeah, "All Come On," the instrumental, my co-producer, Ricardo Love, who's a magnificent guitarist. Sometimes he sounds like Carlos Santana. We have other songs where he sounds like Jimi Hendrix and everything in between. When people listen to his jazz tracks, they think he's Earl Klugh before they find out who it is. And so he had this instrumental setting up that was just so raw and funky. And I put it aside, put it in a special folder. I was like, one day I got to write something to this. And so about 4 years later, I ended up writing "All Come On." And it was just so appealing to me. I was like, man, I got to shoot a video to this. So we went to a wedding in Reno. And people were telling me about this old reserve because I'm looking at the rock formations and the white water, creeks and everything on the way up there. I'm like, man, we need to shoot here. This looks authentic. And then people told me about this town, Virginia City, on the other side of Reno, this old Western Reserve. So I'd never been there before. But when we got back to Oakland, I got Google Maps and I found drone footage of this mine and everything. I was like, oh, that's a perfect concert stage, there. And so I scoped the whole town out. I looked at all the museums and everything, put the whole thing together, wrote the script and got everybody's sizes and ordered all the fits and got the insurance money and the hotel stay and everything. And we took off and drove 4 hours out there, shot 18 and a half hours in 2 days and came back and put it together. It was a big undertaking. So this is it. All come on.
Black Nova, he's been doing songs in all the different genres, and he made an appearance on the first rock show. He's made an appearance on the second blues show now. And bro, we've got a great partnership. Let's not even tell anybody what we're really going to do. We just teased him earlier. But Black Nova and whoever else is in it, there's tons of people in it. I can't name them all. All Come On is the song. Enjoy, ladies and gentlemen. Video is wonderful. Let's go.
They say the craziest ones got the best stuff. Show enough. Can't expect a man to be that tough. So hypnotic when you're kissing. Whispering to a man he gon' get everything that he been wishing. Wanna believe you so it ain't hard. Forgive you every time that you start acting like a retard. Standing on the track staring at the train coming. Makes as much sense as trying to make you my woman. But come on, baby. I know you don't give a damn, but you're fine enough to feed me spam. Come on, baby. Your loving so good that I go ham. Wanna be the victim of your scam. Come on, baby. Just to kiss your ugly mouth. Hell, I tap dance on this gout. Come on, baby. If I was on fire, I'd have no doubt you wouldn't piss, but you took me out. Come on. Have a heart. When I moved in, these bills were ripping your ass apart. Tell now I might fart. Your last boyfriend snort. Almost had you living out a shopping cart. Lazy. Talking that yak don't faze me. Miss me with the knife. Yeah, barely graze me. Throw this shit over there. Should've listened to you when you said you was crazy. But your y'all don't block jaw. Oh, come on, baby. I know you don't give a damn, but you're fine enough to feed me spam. Come on, baby. Your loving so good that I go ham. Wanna be the victim of your scam. Come on, baby. Just to kiss your ugly mouth. Hell, I tap dance on this gout. Come on, baby. If I was on fire, I'd have no doubt you wouldn't piss, but you took me out. Another bill on deck. You gon' make me look henpecked. The ill nana gets the ultra respect. All I do is reflect on how I wanna stick my Jimmy in it. Does that thing have a Hemi in it? Cause I'm your biggest fan. I do work, curl up, pass out like your tail fans full of tryptophan. Done made a fool of myself on this song. Why you drag me along? You ain't gonna do all this stuff. Oh, come on. Ride away.
What a great video, brother. What a great track. What a mega talented guy you are. Black Nova, everybody. If you haven't heard them already, now you have. Let's get the compliments going here. Mr. Redbeard, then Tommy Krieger.
Yeah, mate. I mean, I watched that video a while back when I first met you, and I was blown away by it then. I was double blown away by it now. It's just such a cool track. I love the groove of the vocals and the music. Like, it all just blends together so well. Production's outstanding. Videos superb. You're an ultra talent, my friend. You're an ultra talent. Good to know you. Good to know you. Love it.
And he is the man to get all the blues legends together. We'll pick a song. You can all do your bits in your bedrooms or whatever, and send it to this man. He'll make something special out of it, guaranteed. And do you know something? We've not even spoke about that yet. I just know he'll do it. We haven't even spoke about that. Look at his big smile saying, "Oh yeah, I want to do that." He is his special guy, and he's been working for Heston's mama. You know Heston, Cleveland. Carrie, she's in her mid-80s. For anyone that doesn't know, and she's coming back at her second music career. She was quite popular, and she was successful when she was younger, 45 years ago. And Black Nova's the power behind it, isn't it, dude? Tommy, then Greenbeard.
Nova, I tell you, you just exposed me to something brand new in my noggin right there. I'm telling you, I've never seen or heard anything that I can recall like that. So the magical thing you created there, I mean, I think all the other guests might agree that's so special. There's something different. I guess different is the key word, and I can go on and on, but so glad to meet you. Thank you, buddy.
Appreciate it.
Well said, well said. Greenbeard, and then Mr. Brad James Swallow.
Nova, I would just like basically to, to repeat in a way what Tommy has said, because that to me was what you did there was you created something different. You know, you married the Western, you know, with what we'd expect of seeing in the Western, with the music you were doing there, that kind of rap style, and it was like a new creation. And for me, it worked so well. And yeah, you know, that was just amazing.
Appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome. That was really, really impressive work.
Well said, dude. Well said. Black Nova, I don't know if you've got a little bit of someone making noise in the background. It's kind of interrupts, but it's okay. I don't know what it is. It just, there's a little bit of noise comes through. Maybe you're listening through a speaker. It's okay. It's not so bad. Don't worry about it. Brad?
No, sir. It's completely silent in here. And I did notice on my end that the video was dragging a little bit. So I don't know if anybody else was experiencing that.
Well, see when you do streaming, you'll all receive it at the level that your internet is at the moment. See, the recordings are always okay. And, you know, it's like, if the video is not perfect in this show, it gives people the incentive, oh, I'm going to go and watch it, you know, the jittery version, you know, and all these are just wonderful. Well done, dude. So who was next? Daniel, then Catcher.
Yeah, I love the experimental stuff that you've done with the rap and the blues. It was a really good combination. Love the video. My question is, where did you shoot it?
We shot that in Virginia City, Nevada, on the other side of Reno. Actually, you don't know how far up in elevation you've gone until you're on the way back down. And boy, it felt like we were coming back from Yosemite. It's way up. But yeah, while we were shooting, you know, we had no idea that the people in the town was filming us, and they were putting us on Facebook before we even knew, you know, that we was out there by the first evening. But yeah, it's all the creation out of working man's pocket. You know, I'll tell anybody, all I ever needed was a job, and I'll manifest, you know, everything that's in my head. But you know, resources, man, it's a big thing. You know, it's a really big thing.
Well said, dude. Great question. Brad, did we bypass Brad James Swallow? What was your thoughts there, dude? I'm sorry, dude.
Oh, it was different. I liked it. I thought I saw Quentin Tarantino in the background or something, or Clint Eastwood coming up. No, I like the video a lot in the song. It's a very unique concept. Yeah, I was impressed, man. Liked it a lot.
Well, there was some funny things that happened in the video, but the outtakes were funnier. So after we shot that video, we came back to Oakland and we did an interview with all the cast members and everything. And I got all the outtake footage and everything, and I'm gonna put it together, you know, in a show. And so that'll be fun to watch.
Well, I love the beginning when you was coming up to the microphone. I was sitting back chuckling.
Yeah, imagine the 1800s and a cat hadn't seen a microphone before.
Yeah, what is that?
To my bread.
Well said, dude. Well said. So Catcher over in New Mexico, and then Darman in Malaysia. Then we've got three guests left. We've got Steve Andrews, Daniel Tutuli, and Catcher. So what's your thoughts there, Catcher?
Oh man, Wild Wild West on steroids. The steampunk vibe and feel to it. God, you know, that was awesome. That was awesome. And then the rap and the blues, dude, I want to work with you. I mean, I want to work with you badly.
That was good. It's always interesting.
I'm speechless, babe.
It's always
I'm speechless. I can't.
The people see, you know, you don't know until you share what other people see. So trust me.
Yeah, and I've got something in my head that for a video that I would like done. I mean, it's been eating at my brain, but I just don't have the ability or capabilities to make it happen. But I would love to discuss. I mean,
hey,
yeah. I'm just blah, 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 blah. Sorry.
Yeah,
Nova, if you've not heard anything from Catcher yet, she's a multi-genre artist, and she's absolutely brilliant in the stuff that she makes. She's a producer herself, you know. So Well said, Catcher. Mr. DeFlern, what's your thoughts here on Black Nova before we get to Steve Andrews?
You might recognize this, mate. That's where I do all my music on. So it's an MPC or whatever. Like, so I recognize that you come from like the rap background. That was obvious. I mean, that kick drum at the beginning, that almost blew my ears off or whatever. Like it was, so you got that rap type of bottom end or whatever with the beats and everything. But then you're layering on like the bluesy type of stuff on top that really worked. A lot of imagination. I don't know if you directed or storyboarded it yourself, whatever. I'd love to have an opportunity to do something like that. But you really pulled it off. It was suited the lyric, like your singing was great. You're real charismatic on camera or whatever. You pull that comedy bit off or whatever, but while still, you know, giving an excellent song or whatever. Like, so I love the movie, and the production was crystal clear as well. Like, that's the thing with rap artists. They know how to really mix like the low ends and everything. Like, and you know, you showing that you're that type of producer as well or whatever. Like, I've just started to listen to, like, I'm in MPC gang and I'm listening to the stuff that the hip hop guys are doing or whatever. Like, and I'm coming from the other direction, where I got music, and then I'm doing hip hop as well, but you were coming from hip hop and going in that direction, if you see what I mean. So yeah, I really appreciate that. Thank you, mate.
Well said, Dave.
I keep hearing rap artists. So wait till next week, then I'm gonna bring you a singing blues video.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's the beat that reminded me of the rap. See, is the way that the beat was or whatever. But the top stuff was blues or whatever. So I'm not trying to take anything away from you, but that's just what I heard. That was my opinion on the beat, like.
Well said, bro. Do you know, I'll back what Darren said up. You're very good to look at on video, bro. You're like, you bring smiles to you bring smiles to people's faces, and you know, you're not arrogant. You know what you've got, and you like to flaunt it like usually ladies do. You know what I mean? He's 55 years old. Look at him, handsome bugger. So yeah, till the next time, Black Nova, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, bro. Cool. So we've got 3 tracks left now. Coming up next, Steve Andrews, one of my best friends in the world from Portugal. Steve, introduce yourself, and why did you cover the blues track Little Red Rooster? Yeah, man.
Well, I tell you what, basically, you know, I was talking to Mark Story yesterday, and I said, well, you know, I can play the blues. I can actually play slide guitar, and I do a cover of Little Red Rooster. And so, like, Mark suggested, well, you know, maybe I should be in this blues show, which here I am, you know. And so I knew that I had, like, I'd done this song, Little Red Rooster, on a podcast show that was by a guy called Ziggy Bates, and it was called Strum What You Brung, and I knew it was somewhere on Facebook. And the thing was, it was back in 2021, and the world had just lost Charlie Watts, you know, which was really sad, from the Stones. And so the show was devoted to being like a tribute to Charlie Watts. So we were doing Stones songs, and I did Little Red Rooster because it's one I know. And I play like slide guitar to it. So, you know, I dug it out. I edited it, you know, so I downloaded the video and I took my little bit out. And this is what we're going to see now. So me playing slide guitar, Little Red Rooster, my cover.
Without further ado, sit back and enjoy another man with many talents. Black Nova, he's even got a rap song called Mother Nature's Rap. Check it out. Wow. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Little Red Rooster cover by Greenbeard, aka Steve Andrews.
I'm a little red rooster, too lazy to crow the day. I'm I'm a little red rooster, too lazy to crow the day. I keep it in the barnyard, upset in every way. Dogs begin to bark, hounds begin to howl. Dogs begin to bark, hounds begin to howl. Hey, watch out, stray cat, little red roosters on the prowl. If you see my little red rooster, please drive him home. If you see my little red rooster, please drive him home. There's no peace in the barn since my little red rooster's gone. I'm a little red rooster, too lazy to crow the day. I'm a little red rooster, too lazy to crow the day. I keep it in the barn, upset in every way. Well, that was Little Red Rooster.
That was Little Red Rooster, ladies and gentlemen. Steve Andrews, the one and only. So let's start down the bottom here. Let's go Black Nova, then Darman.
Very much Robert Johnson. Very, very much Robert Johnson. I love that sound. The other thing that always gets me is what lyrics, what subject matter, artists decide on to go with their musical accompaniment. And this little red rooster concept and everything. So the hens is cackling, there's chaos in the pen without the little red rooster to bring them all home. I love it.
Thank you so much. What a compliment, Robert Johnson. Can you get a higher compliment? Thank you so much for that. And the lyrics, yeah, I mean, that was my version of it. I was never too sure about some of the bits of the lyric. I think there's tell me what it is. There's various versions of that song, and that's mine.
Brilliant, honestly, well done, man. Darman, then Catcher.
Yeah, it shocked me. It came up in my feed actually. It's 3 hours after you posted it, so I went to have a listen to it, and it shocked me seeing you play the slide or whatever. So, what was you using as a slide actually there, Steve?
It's a little bottle. I think I got it here somewhere. I've used bottles quite a lot. I used to use a Panadol bottle because I could put it over my finger and go like that. And so, I like actual bottles. People talk about bottleneck, but I prefer like a small bottle.
Yeah, so I really enjoyed it. It was excellent done. I love a slide guitar sound. I don't know what it is. It's just something haunting and old country about it or whatever. And the lyrics and your performance really sort of suited that slide guitar. So I really enjoyed it, mate.
Thank you so much, Darmin, and thank you for your comment at YouTube.
Well said, brother. Well said. Catcher dear in New Mexico. Catcher, then Tommy. Catcher, you're muted there, darling. So yeah.
unmute? Did
That's
I
you.
unmute?
Yep.
Am I here? Okay.
Yep.
Steve, that's awesome. And as with the blues, being a simple man's music, you can sing about anything. You could sing about pulling the plug on a bathtub and draining the water. It's just the blues are, what they are. You sing about normal everyday things. Your rooster in the hen yard. The bulls in the barn. The horses up a tree. You can sing about anything, and you do it so well. You just do it so well.
Thank you, Katja. And I just thought now that I said, like, I was talking to Mark Redbeard, and I showed him like another video of me playing basically the same kind of the slide bottle, and it's more or less the same, apart from I wasn't actually singing anything. I was just kind of like going, and so I called it Blues Without Words. It was something I did in college years and years ago, I think maybe 1998, somewhere around that time. And that's what, got me to then telling Mark that, I've also done Little Red Rooster. And so that's how it came about. But I get exactly what you were saying. The blues is a feeling more than an actual words. And so you can do blues without any words,
Absolutely.
Well said. Let's go to the two main blues. Tommy, then Brad.
Steve, that caught me by surprise. You hit a lick, you hit some licks there, and singing like a big dog there, boy. I'll just wrap it up by saying thank you, and the Mississippi Delta. You have that in your back pocket. It's in your heart and your soul. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you, Tommy. I used to listen to a lot of blues, and so I do have blues in me. And, tonight we've seen it where it comes out. And thank you. I much appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Steve, I'd like to add that song that you just played reeks of poverty.
Yeah, and I can relate to that. I've been through some very poor times in my life,
Hey, haven't we all? And you know something? Nobody will ever make anything special happen unless they have done. If you're born with silver spoons in your mouth and you're spoiled all your life, you won't be that great a person. Maybe your mum and dad will be great, but there's a chances are you probably won't be. So yeah, man, I know I deliberately put myself in poverty to do this. Trust me, that's what I've actually done. But it's starting to change now. So well said. Mr. Brad James Swallow, then Mr. Redbeard.
Man, I hate when my rooster has a mind of its own and don't want to get out that dark stall. I tell you what, I liked it, man. I liked your licks on the guitar. I didn't realize you could play that style. I enjoyed it. That's why your beard is blue, for the blues.
The blues, yeah, blue beards for the blues. Yeah, thank you, Brad.
Well said, dude. Do you know your beard does look a little blue tonight because of your blue shirt, dude? It looks greeny bluish, but it's usually bright green. He's a green beard.
Yeah, it's supposed to be green, but
it looks like
especially blue for the blues show because
it looks sky blue. It looks sky blue at the moment, so it does. So that's it. Mark, and then our next guest, Daniel. What's your compliments there, guys?
Right. Well, the beard, I think the colour is cyan, which is a cross between blue and green. I think when green and blue fade, they become cyan. CYAN. Steve, your videos pop up regularly on my feed because obviously I subscribe to everyone in the family. But your musical heritage, your musical legacy spans many decades. And it's always interesting to see videos from say 30 years ago, how you look then. It's like your musical videos are like a map of your life as well as your musical direction. When you showed me the video that you was talking about earlier that you've done when you was at college, I was thinking, why is this guy needs to be on the Blues Show? I mean, I didn't know you could play slide guitar, and you proved that you could. And I'm really, really glad that you sent that video and we got a chance to hear what you can do. Once again, you just keep pushing boundaries and you're unstoppable. Was it open e-tuning by any chance?
I think no, it's Open G.
Gee, yeah. It's a pain, isn't it, doing all that? But it does sound beautiful.
Yeah,
awesome,
it
man.
is. Because you have to like then if you only got the one guitar and you're changing, you can't really do several guitars on the stage.
Yeah. I'll be playing some slide on my next one. I was playing with the guest piece, so but yeah, that's awesome, Steve. Everything you do is awesome,
Thank you, Mark. And I just wanted to say as well is that like I'm actually trying to write a memoir. I've done about 4,500 words I'm going to go a little far. I'm just going to tell you, like, I was reading Helen O'Hara's, she was with Dexys. I was reading her memoir, What She Like, and I can really recommend it. And I posted on Twitter saying, with a picture of me with a book saying, Helen, I really enjoyed your book. And it's inspired me to have a go at writing my own kind of music memoir. And she tweeted back saying, Steve, go for it. So that's what I'm actually doing. But it's kind of weird because it's like I'm trying to like go back into my memories. I'm trying to remember all these experiences, my influences, people that I've known, different stages of my life, all of this stuff. And it kind of, some of it comes in, some of it's gone, some of it's vague. And anyway, I'm doing that, and it's going to be like an epic book when I finished it. So that's something I'm working on.
I'll definitely go read that one. Yeah,
absolutely. Well said. Steve Andrews got several books out. He's a professional author. He's got some hardback novels out there, and you should all invest in them one day. Daniel Tutuli, what's your thoughts here before we get to your section, young man?
Very, very classic blues playing. I love the slide. Just brings all that old school kind of blues vibe to me. I love it. Good job.
Thank you, Daniel. I mean, basically, I am old school. I'm old school that's still here doing what I can. So that kind of sums me up.
Hey, bro, Steve Andrews has got the most chance out of all of us is changing the world a little bit. So back everything he does. He's a special individual. Steve Andrews. Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
I love you. Thank you. Thank you. So coming up second from end, Daniel representing he's usually a hip hop star. He plays guitar, but he's got a blues band called Garage Revival. Introduce yourself, Daniel, and the story behind your song Whisper in the Wind.
Hi, yes. So I'm Daniel from Toronto, Canada. I'm also a rapper named The Fire. So I have a psychedelic rock pop band called Garage Revival, and the song you're about to hear, Whisper in the Wind, it's an instrumental. So it's kind of got a mix of like psychedelic rock and blues all put together. It's basically a song about emotion and like what's going on in your head kind of thing. Which is on my album, The Journey. So that kind of sums it up. Like you're on a journey, you're trying to figure out where you're going in life and just trying to race through all these thoughts, obstacles in your head, kind of thing. Yeah.
Daniel, honestly, you're just attempting to go into other genres. You're absolutely, I love you to bits, man. I've not even had a chance to hear it. You only sent it today. We heard a couple of minutes, but Whisper in the Wind from Garage Revival. One love, ladies and gentlemen. So hey, if you're a hip hop artist that does blues as a hobby, bro, I'm not just saying this, dude. That puts all your hip hop stuff to shame, dude. That is absolutely fantastic. Honestly, bro, that's honestly, I can't wait to hear what the pros have got to say. Let's go, Tommy, Brad, then Mark.
Daniel, that song took me that took me to a place, and I'm going to reflect back on the Oakland gentleman out there. I can hear that song playing to set the mode for Oakland to Virginia City. That's what I heard. I mean it in the best way possible. It took me down that highway. Thank you for that.
No worries. Thank you so much.
Well said, dude. Brad, what's your thoughts here about that?
Right off, I thought Pink Floyd had released a new record. Man, you remind me of Pink
Oh,
Floyd.
wow.
The guitar playing, and I mean, as a great compliment. I loved it. Great job.
Thanks, man.
Well said. Mr. Redbeard,
Do you
Mr.
listen to
Greenbeard.
Pink Floyd?
Yeah.
Dan, he asked you if you listened to Pink Floyd, and I think
Sorry, I didn't hear it cut off. Yeah, I do actually. Yeah.
Your tone, it's just the way you set it up. You remind me a lot. I love him. Great job. Enjoyed it.
That's a compliment and a half, isn't it? Redbeard, Greenbeard.
Yeah. I mean, I'll say this quite a few times. It's what I love about these shows is you get a chance to listen to so many different genres of music that possibly you may not normally listen to. And they're all from predominantly unsigned artists that should not be unsigned. But when you hear an artist who does something outside of the normal genre do and do it as well as your normal genre, then that's some talent. There's some fantastic guitar playing in there. And it was a beautiful instrumental that just lifted you up, took you up, and then gently lowered you down. Definitely a very heavy Pink Floyd vibe in there. But yeah, loved it. It's really good.
Thank you.
Keep doing it, Daniel. Keep doing it. Steve, then Black Nova, then Darman.
Daniel, first of all, Tommy said that, your music took him somewhere, and your music took me somewhere as well. Where it took me was back to a lot of festivals. Many years ago, I used to go to a lot of these festivals, Isle of Wight and Bath Blues Festival and many more. And so what I was hearing is I was hearing a very outdoor sound. I could hear that music kind of blaring out over the festival ground with all the festival crowd there, And Pink Floyd, yeah, sure. And I've seen Pink Floyd, it could have, but it wasn't just Pink Floyd. It could have been any of those really big name bands playing a festival outdoors somewhere. And that's where it took me. Fantastic work all around.
Thanks.
Well said, bro. You need to get the rest of the band members on to the next time we represent one of your tracks, right? Just we'll plan it. Daniel, Daniel only agreed to come on the show today. You know what I mean? We're not arranging these any more than a couple of days in advance. And, what a great surprise, Daniel, honestly. Black Nova, Darman DeFlair, and then our final guest of the evening, the one and only Catcher. Nova?
And this song was a serious song. It is very much soundtrack music. I got the feeling that I was watching, in my mind, a segment of the Sopranos, series. I think this song is the type of song that before you hear it the first time, you really need to be in the room with the lights cut out and your eyes closed so that you could intake this and really travel. This song it was a serious song to me. It reminded me of a life-changing paradigm shift. That's what I got out of this song.
Thank you so much.
Try listening to it with some Dr. Dre beats on. It's absolutely banging, man. These earphones that just make any music sound You know, I couldn't listen to it any louder than I can with these on, and the louder the better. Honestly, Darman, Malaysia, then Catch in New Mexico.
Yeah, I thought the top end stuff was absolutely beautiful. The guitar, yeah, I did shut my eyes, and I usually do shut my eyes to concentrate on the music, whatever. And as good as anything that I've heard on that type of. The lead guitar is the one telling the story, is the one that's talking or whatever, is the one that's is reaching out to people and everything like that. I did like the drums and everything like that, but it's a slight, I try and be honest, I got a slight thing. Like, so you got the top end, it's really bright, it's really beautiful, but the drums add some sort of compression on them. And I just wish that some of that compression was off there. And it was an artistic choice by the sound of it, because right at the end of the track, I could hear like drums are clean. So I just wish that the drums are slightly sharper. I don't know what you've done with that or whatever, like, but that's just my personal opinion. And
I
everyone
added
else
some
loved it as is.
I added a little bit of reverb, yeah, a little bit of compression.
Yeah, I thought that detracted a little bit from the track or whatever, but that's just my personal opinion. But I absolutely loved it.
Remember, he's a rapper attempting to do blues stuff, and what a brilliant job. It's not 100% perfect. 95, 96%, that'll do you, Daniel, won't it? It's just, yeah, well said, Darman. Darman notices everything. That could be a little bit better. Hey, he'll just tell you it could be a little bit better, but it's already fantastic, and you melted all our hearts, eh? So, Daniel Titilli, tell the next time, brother. Oh,
Okay,
no,
thanks,
Katja's got something to say until she's the next section. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I got something to say. No, very reminiscent of 15th Ben, I have to say. Epic, cinematic. I have to agree with Darman. It seemed it could have soared more. It could have been sweeping, I guess. But it was excellent track. But like I said, if I'm comparing him to 15th Ben, there's something there. I think we ought to get those two together.
Sounds good.
Hey, well said, Catcher. Daniel Titilli, aka Defier in the hip hop world. Garage Revival in the blues world. Till the next time, young man. You've got some new fans tonight, so you have. So our final guest of the evening, she was a last minute addition, and we were going to feature a song from Joey Stuckey, although he's not here. But this show's all about people introducing why they wrote the song. We do it if we have to, but Joey can come on the next one and introduce it. So you've just pushed out the professor of music in the Berkeley College. He's Pink Floyd's producer. What's his name again? Alan Parsons' friend. And we're replacing Joey with you, Katja. So Katja, introduce yourself, dear, and tell us the story behind your song, Cold River Blues. Yeah.
Cold River Blues. Mark knows a little bit about this one. I actually sent this track to Mark because I was looking for, where are you going? Get back here.
I'm going to drink my beer that you ousted me in chat that I was having a beer.
Put a straw in it. Yeah. I'm gonna pull you up my shoe. Anyways, Mark, I sent this to Mark. I am still looking for a bit of a lead guitar in this. It stands alone. I mean, it's good as it is, but I really would love to hear a nice, solid lead on this track. But this is the latest of my blues series that I've been working on. There's really no story behind it. I just hear something and I let the music build itself and do what it wants. It decided to be a blues. So we have this blues track.
Katja, most of the people here know you already, and I don't know if Nova does, but you're a diamond in the rough as well. She's so talented, and I've not heard it because you just sent it when you come on the show tonight. So without further ado, Katja with Cold River Blues. Enjoy. One love. There you go. Predominantly an EDM artist. Catch that. She plays the piano. Kennedy can. She's wonderful. Everybody's fighting to get the first comment in. Let's go Black Nova, then Brad James Swallow. Nova?
Again, very much soundtrack music. You know, I listen to this song. I see scenes transitioning, you know, in movies. Yeah, that's the feel that I got from this song.
Well said, brother. Well said. Mr. Brad James Swallow, then Tommy Kruger.
Liked it a lot. I like the guitars. Did I hear an acoustic in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so.
Electric acoustic too. You know.
Yeah, it sounds
Yeah.
it's well produced. Sounds great.
That's baby.
Hey, Brad, she's got a Fender electric acoustic. Go and show us it, catch her. Is it in the room with you?
No, it's not in the room with me. It's in the other room.
Honestly,
next show, I'll make sure I have it out.
Honestly,
Yeah,
it's a weapon. You would all love to have it, and she's just got it on her wall as one of her ornaments. You know what I mean?
My favorite guitar is my baby. It hitchhiked down from Colorado to here on my back. You know, on my own. It's a beautiful Adelaide. Not an expensive guitar, but it's got the perfect sound. You know, I love that guitar.
I used to have a
would
Fender
die for that
acoustic
guitar.
myself. Yeah, I used to own a Fender acoustic. Yeah, but yeah, I thought I heard that in there. I like the way you did it. It sounded great. Good song.
Thank you.
Hey, I was talking to the
But I'm looking for a lead for it. Anybody want to jump on that and put me a lead in there?
I can do that.
I
wow.
would absolutely.
See,
I mean, because I feel like there's that spot where it goes do, and then a do. I want to split that and throw a lead in there. You know, crack my baby in half.
Honestly,
Okay.
magnificent.
All right.
I'm so happy.
I'm on your page now. I'm going to take some time getting familiar with all your play.
Oh yeah, well I cover every genre there is, and only half of what I actually have. I've got a stockpile. You know, I'm a collector.
Do you know something? Catch as someone who's been in the music industry, realised that it's run by pigs and gave up years ago and couldn't be bothered and decided, do you know something? Maybe there is a reason to, write more songs. See, once you come on these shows and, I've featured all my songs, then you're going to write more as well. So, Catch, I just love you to bits. You're fantastic. Let's go Tommy, then Redbeard, Greenbeard, then Darman. Tommy?
Hey, Cat. That was smooth. That was smooth. I tell you what, on the creative side of it, you've got it laid out. You got it laid out musically. Now, I'm going to go a little further. Brad playing some lead like you want on it. And
somebody want to put in vocals? I'll do vocals.
Yes. I know a guy. I know a guy that can write some words and sing that dog for you.
Really? Hey, let's collab.
Tommy and Brad. Both of you see what you can do to that. Then Mr. Story saying, what about me? What about me? Look what she's next. Like, honestly, like more than one part. Honestly, guys, I mean, Catch, if you tell them, if you say, can you do this? And put it in a plate for them, make it easy and they'll just, Brad's a first timer. Tommy's a first timer. Mr. Story, what's your thoughts? Do you think you can put your part to that? At least Mark can benefit with his red beard, just playing with his beard like this.
Hey,
in the video.
Wait a minute, Kat, get a hold of Mark
baby.
Laird, and he'll tell you how to get a hold of me, and then we'll triangle. That's it.
Catch Tommy Kruger on Facebook is the place that you get him at the most at the moment. Tommy Kruger on Facebook.
I've been promoting him. So, I've been promoting him on my page. So
Catch is already your friend, Tommy. Tommy, you've got more fans than you realize it, dude. Huh?
I thought I only had 3 or 4. I'm going.
I'm one of the 4, baby. I've been promoting you since the first time I heard you.
Hey, we're just getting started here, and people trying to the networking side of things, getting like a support group. We've all got this in abundance, but don't force it. Let's be natural like we are in it. Mr. Redbeard, Mr. Greenbeard, and then Darman.
Yeah, Catch. First of all, it's good to see you. I haven't seen you for a while.
Thank you.
Really good to see you.
Yeah, I missed y'all so badly. I really did.
I was really flattered when you asked me to put some lead down. We never kind of got the wheels
Uh-huh.
in motion. But
But
I'll
you
be
were
honest
sick at
with
that
you,
point too.
I'll be honest
Yeah.
with you. I think there are other gentlemen on this podcast alone that do a much better job on lead guitar than myself. I mean, I'll muddle through. But blues art, if you want some blues art, why not do that? It's a great track. I'll be honest with you. I think the track's great as it is.
It-
If you think you can add something to it, and I'm sure
Yeah, that's
if
what you
if
had said.
think you can, you will. You know, if the idea is, I mean, I've just finished a track. I thought it was finished, and I thought, I know, I've found an intro for it, so I've got to kind of go back and do the intro for it if I can carry on with the video. But that's a great track. You're a brilliant musician. And on the subject of 15th Ben, I do believe you sent him my way.
Yes, sir,
And
I
would
did.
like to
Yes,
thank
sir.
you from the bottom of my
I
heart.
know you guys are
because
friends.
he's just such a cool guy, and he's a great supporter of my music. I
know.
love what he does, and I've picked up a few followers thanks to you connected me with him. So thank you, my darling. I love you. Mwah.
You know, I've got all my little secret friends like you, and you know, I keep my circle small, but they're the best of the best.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, yeah.
Well
But I
said,
was
well
like,
said, both of you.
There's, I mean, Brad and Tommy. You know, they're stunning blues players. I mean, they got the licks, but they got more licks than me. But yeah, cool. You know, if you,
Yeah, but I
we'll
like
all
your
do
dark
it.
side.
We'll all do it, and
Yeah.
you can just take the best of the bunch. But yeah,
Why
just
don't we
send it.
just have a podcast where we just come in and all of us just throw our shit together?
Yeah.
And then
Let's
take
do
some
it.
thought.
Let's do
Yeah.
it. First time. Oh, well said, well said.
Yeah.
You know,
Sorry.
Katja brought
I get-
Katja brought 15th Bend onto the first 1010 EDM show because she's mainly like EDM DJ music. Well, in my opinion, but I've heard most of your EDM stuff. And 15th Bend is a legend. He is awesome. So well said. Two more comments of the evening. This has been a long show, but it's been a good show. Mr. Greenbeard, then Mr. No Beard.
But first of all, Katja, like Mark said, you know, I'm so glad to see you back here with us, you know, so that's really great. So I'm really glad to see you again here. And the second thing I wanted to say was, like Nova was saying, that he was thinking like soundtrack music. And I've told you before, when I've been listening to your EDM stuff, I've been saying this should be like in a film, TV, I can hear this soundtrack music. And once again, this is what I'm saying. And Nova had already beaten me to it. He was saying that as well. So I think that's what you should be doing. I think you should be submitting your music to see if you can get it in films and TV. And the final thing I wanted to say.
We got to hook me up with this dude.
Yeah.
I just got to get a hookup to you know, I wait till you see what I've got coming. I have got some a fire shit coming that I'm going to be uploading later on today. Yeah.
You know what? I can easily believe it. I know what you can do. And the final thing I wanted to say was this: we've been talking about how the blues, you know, it's a feeling and it moves you. And what I'm going to say is that piece that I just listened to, it moved me as well. I was feeling it. I was grooving away here to it. And so basically that song, you had it. Soundtrack music, feeling, blues feeling in it, you know, you had it.
Yeah.
Katja, write down
vocals. You don't need
Katja.
vocals to pull the emotion.
Honestly, you're world class.
Maybe, you know, it could have some vocals, maybe it can have like some guitar, but you know, one thing I think this is important is that, you know, on Barry Coffin's, you know, we get artists site.
We get artist.com. We get artist.com.
Yeah.
Tell him you know me and Steve, and he'll actually it'll be a wee head start for you. Here you go, Steve.
A lot of
we get artists, all one word. We get artist.com. Always check him out. 25 years he's been getting stuff into the movies, and he's 6'8", and he takes no shit off anybody. And he's been my mate for 18 months, and we've announced a partnership. And Steve's.
I saw that.
He's going to.
But what I wanted to say is that like instrumental music is important. They often want instrumental music for film and TV soundtrack. They don't want lyrics, you know. So
And I'm
You've
always
got-
begging for somebody
you've
to
got-
jump on with lyrics.
Yeah, well, you know, also you
I-
can
I-
do it too.
I
Like
thank you guys.
yeah, I haven't
I
got
really thank you.
my songs with instrumental and my song with lyrics, so
Mhm.
I'm thinking I wish I had the instrumentals, you know, and on the We Get Artists. You can have the two. You can have your song on there with the vocals, and you can have the alternative version with the instrumental.
Yeah.
And that's where I think your
Good
future
idea.
would be, you know. So get on there, get on wegetartists.com and submit your songs, you know.
Okay.
Well said, brother.
I'll do that. Thank you
Well
guys.
said. It's all about connections in this world. It's
Good
not.
to be home. God, it's so good to be home.
Oh, it's good to have you back.
I
You can
miss
tell
you
you're happy to
guys.
be here. You can tell you're so happy to be
Oh,
back, and
God.
we love you to bits. Sorry, so catch you. Darman DeFlern, final comment of the evening. Mr. Deary over in
Oh, my
Malaysia. What's your
Darman.
thoughts here?
Yeah, just to say, I will admit it. The first time I was in tears was listening to your piano track, and that was my introduction to you, and that was absolutely beautiful or whatever. And based on what
You
I
made
said
me
about
feel
that
so
song,
good.
you created that second one, and that touched me as well, or whatever. Like, and we done a deep dive in private on that one, and I really appreciate
did.
that, or whatever, because I think you wrote it for yourself, but I felt involved with it on a
Yeah.
spiritual type of level, or whatever. Like, and I'm nearly in tears
Right,
again, just
felt it.
thinking about that track, or whatever. So
You got me
going
in
on to
tears
this
again
one,
too, so stop it.
like, yeah.
No, yeah.
What I was gonna say about this one is, I don't know what it is or whatever, like, but I feel some sort of connection with your music on some levels, right? I like the fact, like, let's step back 5 seconds. First of all, I think the track is good as it is, right? But what people sometimes forget is, especially if you use like YouTube and stuff like that, I'm not selling my music. I'm not making any of my music. So I can make as many versions of a track as I want. So keep this as this version. Get like the Brad and Tommy on the other one. Maybe get Mark Story and someone else on another one.
I was actually thinking along those lines, you know, throwing this at several different people and getting their take on it. And you
Exactly.
know,
I'll see
you
where
and I
that
are
takes
on,
you.
we are simpatico, boy.
I've got
So
an even. Sorry, only go, Darman.
Can I just finish this? And I'll, because I'm in the flow here. He always breaks my flow to get.
Yeah, don't stop us, Flo. I'm
I
listening.
don't
I'm
mind. I
listening,
don't mind.
Darman. Come on.
I don't mind, Sparky. Honestly, you're awesome.
I know.
Just say right. The bits where you go like that, like a mid-range lead, I put that on some of my thing because everyone does a top-end lead. So I love like a mid-range guitar lead, and I identified with that because I like to break the rules on my
there's
tracks.
that one spot. There's that one spot where I feel it. I know it's going to need to be split right there, and I think you know where that's
I like
at.
that. No, but I like that mid-range lead. Because I think everybody loves to do all the widdly bits at the top. Why can't you do like a mid-range guitar lead instead or whatever? Like the other thing that I really connected to, I like use a lot of brass, I call it, but you know, like you've got the hi-hats and the crash and the rides and everything. So I really enjoyed like that color you were putting in with the ride. I don't know if it's a ride or a crash or a mixture of both towards the end as well. I really like that. Overall production is excellent.
What
Love the
annoys
song.
me is that real high pitch. I don't like that high pitch. I'd like to drop that down. You know, people like to
but it
go,
was
you know,
still-
with that screaming thing. And
Yeah.
that just is so annoying. I agree with that mid-range thing.
But I like a screaming guitar on occasion, but does
On
everybody have to do it all the time? Like, you know, just change it up now and again. Like that's what, you know, which is why I make my own music. I know you're anyone out there doing this, so I'll do it. You know what I mean?
But well said, brother. Well said. You know, she's a pianist, she's an EDM artist, blues, rock, everything, dude. So, yeah, of course, nothing she's going to do is absolutely perfect. but that was absolutely brilliant.
No, I
Do you
really
know what I mean?
enjoyed it. No,
And
that was
what
perfect.
what I was
enjoyed
going to
it.
say is, I think the family members, you should all allow each other to cover a song that each you like. If Brad likes a song for Tommy, give him permission to copy it. And look, hey, this is a cover song from my mate, not the cover song of, Clapton. Let's cover each other's shit, man. Hey, that's a serious thing to do.
Actually,
Cover
there's a
each other's
contest I want
songs.
to enter that I need to do a cover song that is well known. I'm kind of angsty about it. So yeah, I may come over and bump up against you, Mark, on some of your covers, because I could probably borrow one of them.
Just watch what you do with covers. Some covers you're okay to do it, and some other covers you'll just get chucked off of YouTube if you do it. If it's anything to do with Sony Music or the big dogs, you can't do it. So other people that you can Google songs that's safe to cover, but do you know, for most of the artists I'm going to talk you into covering each other's songs, and then you can say that this is from Tommy Krieger 5 years ago. Now Brad's bringing it back out. Mark Story does one for Brad. Tommy does all, like, do it.
I haven't done any covers yet. I've sort of shied away. But there's this contest I saw that I was interested.
Nova.
I think that doing covers are safe to do as long as you're not monetizing them. That's the problem. Is this your Instagram page, Lady Raven 55?
Yep, that's me.
I'll be in contact with you.
All right, baby.
Hey, there you go. He wants to work with you to catch after hearing your music there. So this has been a 9-guest show, and it's lasted 2.5 hours. It's a good one. Thank you all for coming. Catch you until the next time, Darren. Your surprise guest at the end.
All right, baby.
Isn't she just a diamond in the rough?
We need to set up a meeting. We need to set up a meeting. So, whenever it's convenient for you, throw me a line and we'll do that.
Absolutely. As long as your health's back now, you've always been the top cat in this family. Catch you until the next time, Darren. Katrina Yale is her other name she goes by as well. Love you too. So, hey, I'm going to end Facebook.